So, how many of you out there saw all the chitter chatter on social media yesterday about the impending invasion of Venezuela that literally never happened? I must have seen 150 posts from all of these different make believe channels saying that there were fleets of V-22 Ospreys leaving Puerto Rico loaded with Marines. And there were B-1B Lancers that were headed towards the interior, and there were private jets screaming out of the airports in Caracas. And it was the moment, and Trump had kept his promise into all this crap. It was just a bunch of bunk. And then the president of the United States, Donald Trump, came out 3 o'clock in the afternoon, had his press conference, had all his lackeys around him. And it was the first question he was asked after he did like this 35-minute montage of, his normal complaints and things he was bragging about. And can you confirm or deny about the B-1Bs? He's like, no, never happened. And that's all he ever said about it all morning. And I know I wasted the first minute and a half here explaining all this, but I had to set this up because there is a perfect analogy that everyone in my audience who's even remotely an adult will understand about this argument between whether the U.S. should or should not get involved in any situation in Venezuela, regardless of whatever the reason you give is. It's a perfect analogy. Everyone can relate to it. Wait until you see this. It hit me last night. It was too late to do a video, so I figured I'd think on it and I'd get all the images ready and put together a video for you guys. Wait until you see this. It's going to make perfect sense. But real quick, things like this will make sense to you if you have command of your mind, if you divorce yourself from all of the emotionalism that goes on the internet. And that's what we talk about, Florida Monkey Patreon channel. 24 cognitive biases, 24 logical fallacies that kick people into their emotions and stop them from seeing the real truth. We've got 4 levels over there. Love to have you over there. If you do decide to pull the trigger and pledge, God bless you for doing so. Very much appreciated. But if it's not for you, if it's too intense, and be forewarned, there is imagery over there that is not for little kids. That's why we have it at the Patreon channel. Fully refundable. First 90 days, no questions asked. God bless all of you who are over there and have stuck around over there. You guys are making the difference. I've said it before. I'll say it again. There wouldn't be a Florida Monkey YouTube channel right now without the Florida Monkey Patreon channel. So let's get right to it. You ready for this? Here's the analogy. Ladies, how many of you have met this guy on the internet? How many of you have seen guys on the internet where some girl is having some kind of a problem in her life? She can't find the right man or some financial difficulty is hit. And lo and behold, here comes this huge herd, this army of knights in shining armor, ready to come and swoop into her DMs and fix everything. She's the perfect girl. She's the one that they've been looking for forever. And all of the heartsies and lovesies and all this other stuff. Guys, how many of you know this dude? How many of you know this dude that no matter what, no matter how many red flags she sends up, he's going to go hop into his armor, jump on his horse, and go run down through the dungeon to go fix all of her problems? See, that is exactly what is happening with the U.S. and Venezuela. It's the knight in shining armor routine. Donald Trump wants to be the big savior of the Venezuelan people. But you see, he doesn't actually give a shit about the Venezuelan people. He just wants to be the guy that did it. Because I guarantee if he were to somehow be successful, he's not going to be, but if he were successful in deposing Nicolas Maduro and getting rid of socialism, I guarantee it would inflict a massive amount of suffering and pain on the Venezuelan people. Things would get more expensive. Things would get more scarce. There would be riots. There would be all sorts of fighting that which is always what happens when you have anarchy, which replaces virtually any stable government. And right now, whether you like it or not, the government of Venezuela is stable. Now, here's the part a lot of you didn't see coming. You see, there's a lot of girls out there, and I'm not saying every girl who runs into a problem is just completely incapable of managing her affairs. We all run into problems, whether you're a man, whether you're a woman. Sometimes you just got to suck it up and deal with it. But you see, there are women in America that have found an out. They found a way to not need a man because they have their pride. To an extent, they would rather go get a camera, go build a fence around the house, go get steel doors, double locks, go get some pretty stuff from some lingerie place, and earn money taking pictures on OnlyFans than ever even consider the idea of being dependent upon a man. I used to care what people thought about me until one day I tried to pay my bills with their opinions. I had put this together about grocery stores in America. You see, grocery stores in America are the ultimate form of capitalism. You see, grocery stores in America don't exist to feed the people. Why? Because grocery stores in America exist to get paid. Meaning they don't care how you get the money. They don't care how this girl on the left got the money. Whether it's a credit card, whether it's her debit card, whether it's a big pile of cash, whatever she did to get it, as long as she pays when she goes out the door, that's fine. They don't care how hungry her kids are. They don't care when the last time her kids ate were. It's not the mission of the gas station to keep gas in your car. It's the mission of the gas station to earn a profit. Same thing with grocery stores. Same thing with everything in America. You see, this is the part a lot of these knight in shining armor guys don't get. Unless you're willing to step in and replace her income, or unless we're willing to step in and replace and take care of Venezuela, Venezuela's going to have to do what Venezuela's going to have to do. And they would prefer it. This was one of the oldest images I used. 1.4 million American women do OnlyFans. 1.4 million women. Is at the height of the unemployment crisis back in 2020, 2021, there was only about 3 million women who were unemployed. So that's half of them. And some of them, it was the difference between homelessness and having a roof over their head. This is why you see a lot of women on the left who are very anti-marriage, very anti-nuclear family, want to decriminalize sex work because for them, it's a form, it's like, look, it's the one thing we can do to make sure that we're independent always. And they're not wrong about that. And even the right has said girls should not be taught to seek a knight. They should be taught how to use the sword themselves. And for the alpha female, the type of man who's intimidated by that is the ones that they aren't interested in. 3 out of 4 women that are forced into this they cited poverty as the reason that they had to. Now you think, well, poverty in America, boy, wait a minute. Why are we helping Venezuela then? Why are we helping Venezuela? We just hit $38 trillion in debt, did we not? Remember the story about the teacher spent 30-something years in the Ohio education system and finally just could not afford to pay bills? I think that's so expensive, so she had to start posing in her lingerie on OnlyFans? That's America. See, for a lot of people in America, $338 a month is the difference. Charging $5 a month. And look, I'm not promoting this. What I'm saying is this. Here are the numbers from Venezuela. Food insecurity. Over 9 million Venezuelans are food insecure, and 59% of households do not have enough income to buy sufficient food. This is largely due to the U.S. sanctions that prohibit Western nations from selling them food. This is primarily the reason. Now, you want to see the numbers in America? In 2023, 18 million households were food insecure. Twice as many households in America by number were food insecure. Total people affected by it, 47 million in 18 million households. 13 million of those are children. Households with children, 17.9% were food insecure. That's in America. We haven't even fixed that problem. Biggest debtor nation in the world, 37 trillion in public debt. See, that knight in shining armor, ladies out there, a lot of those knights in shining armor ready to run to your DMs and fix everything. The reason they've got an extra 50, 80, 150, 200 bucks a month, whatever they're spending, is because they're still living in their room. They're still living in their room in that they lived in high school. They moved back home and they don't have to pay any rent. And they've probably got some old beat up car or whatever. And so it makes it seem like they're a lot better. How many of you ran into this situation? Isn't that the case? You see, it's not the same thing, those of you who are typing, not the same thing as some old guy who's worked his whole life, maybe got 10 years left to live, and he's got a bunch of money and he's all by himself, and he wants to go blow his money on reliving his youth with some young girl. That's not knight in shining armor syndrome. He's not trying to save her. He's not trying to fix anything. If the money happens to fix that, whatever problem she has, that's wonderful, but that's not his goal. We don't have the money. We don't have the money to be going and running and playing knight in shining armor savior to Venezuela. We have people here who are hurting. We have tens of millions of people here, including children, who are going without food, going without shoes, going without things, people that can't pay their bills, tens of trillions of dollars in debt. But we're going to somehow go down there, depose the government down there, and then spend God knows how much money on ships and all this other crap and firing missiles to quote unquote fix Venezuela. We can't even fix ourselves right now. We can't even fix ourselves right now. It is not our job to go run off to every little corner of the damn world and and put out every little fire. Even if what you believe about Venezuela is true and socialism, still not our problem. Still not our problem. And look, I've said this before, if you want to make the drugs argument, fine. Instead of having the ships all down here, all around Venezuela and Colombia, all you'd have to do is put the ships here, around Florida, across from the Yucatan to Key West. Nothing comes in to the Gulf. You see, if they were hitting drug boats here, you wouldn't hear me say a damn word about it. Because it would then be guaranteed that those drug boats are headed for the United States. But when you're down here, thousands of nautical miles away, and there's boats going east to west from Colombia to Panama to Trinidad to Guyana to Grenada and back and forth, and you're hitting these boats, that's a waste of resources. Resources we don't have. Resources we don't have. We do not have the ability to be stepping in, knight in shining armor, and replacing the OnlyFans income. Guys, you just have to face it. It may sound good on paper of what you think you could do with whatever extra money you have in your bank account, but the reality is, she doesn't need you. She doesn't need you. Nor does she truly even want a long-term commitment. but she wouldn't mind an extra $150 for now. So I know this is kind of a seamy way to put this, but it's just the reality. This is what the U.S. is trying to do right now. See, and this guy being a billionaire, notice he's not using his own money to finance all of the military ops going on right now. He's using your money. He's using your money to do this. I don't give a damn about the ballroom. It's his money. It's his donors' money. That's fine. I don't give a shit. But when he says the U.S., with all the problems we're having right now, has all this extra time and ability and effort to go down there and do this, he's just wrong. He's just factually wrong. And you can look at the statistics all you want. We are a massive debtor nation. 37 trillion in public debt. People can't afford beef. So he wants to make Argentina great again and import beef. Instead of, if our farmers can't keep up with our demand, what does that say? So maybe I should ask this question. Should every American, no matter what they look like, no matter who they are, because, for every person out there, there's somebody that wants to see him in some state of undress, right? Shouldn't, before any American goes to the government and says, look, I need assistance, or I need help, or I need food stamps, shouldn't they all be required to start an OnlyFans? It's a form of self-sufficiency, isn't it? Is it legal? It sure is. It's perfectly legal. Just ask this 50-something-year-old teacher, all of you fans of capitalism out there, just ask this 50-something-year-old teacher in Ohio who went to school, graduated high school, graduated college, got a teaching degree, taught in the system there for 30-something odd years, and because money just got too tight like it did for everybody, she had no choice but to go home, set up a camera, and take her clothes off and start snapping pictures and posting them online for $5 and $10 and $12 a month. You can look that up. If you think I'm making it up, go ahead and screenshot the picture. That's the reality in America right now. But we can save Venezuela? Yeah, tell me another one. Tell me another one. Join us, Florida Maquis Patreon channel. If you want to see this stuff for yourself, if you want to be able to look and see the truth for yourself, join us. Love to have you over there. God bless. Pray for each other. Pray for me. I'll pray for you. Lift each other up. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.